Hey everybody, this is Joey with Helping Others. Today I am doing a follow-up review of my Wahoo Kickr R trainer. This is the trainer right here. I bought this in March. I have now completed a full 1,000 miles on it. I have ridden 1,000 miles on this trainer, and I have really enjoyed it. It has been just a treat to use. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I have it set up here. When I initially bought it, I was staying with a friend and I had it set up in the garage. And now that we're back where I live, which is in College Station, Bryan area, I actually live in downtown Bryan, which is kind of cool. So if we just look out here, you can literally see the downtown area. And I live in this one bedroom apartment with my family. So we literally, if I kind of stop here and just kind of pan, you can see that this is a multi-use space, to say the least. That's my office. That's where my kids sleeps. This is our Lego area. This is our entertainment area. And this is my training area. And so I bought a mat to put down, which has worked wonderfully. The mat just is amazing. It's held up pretty well. I do have some indentions after having used it for a while. You can see right here kind of wear. So I've been moving it a little bit just to kind of keep it from just pressing in on one specific area. I also went ahead and bought like a bike stand to put my front wheel on, because I felt like it offered some pretty good stability. And I have a little Vornado fan right here that's been, I think I even had it back when I initially started using this. It offers great cooling. So if you don't know about Vornado fans, they are really nice. I have my Cannondale CAD 10 that I've been using this whole time on it, mainly because I also have a Specialized bike, but the cassette, I would have to change it out. And I think this is an 11 and the other one's my Specialized is the 10, or I may have that inverse. But either way, I use my CAD 10 on this. I've really enjoyed it. It's nice to also be able to just put the wheel back on, go out for a ride into the hill country or go ride to campus. Right here, I use Zwift on this laptop. And I've really enjoyed that. A lot of people keep telling me to use like an Apple TV app, which I have Apple TV, but I just really like using my laptop. I don't know, it just works for me. You see here, I have a tripod set up. This tripod is where I mount the phone that I'm using right now to take this video. And that's what I usually use to like watch my media, listen to my music. I use some little Bluetooth headphones. I think I have them over here. Let me conjure those up so that you can kind of see my full setup. Here they are. These are what I use. They're just like some $30 Sony headphones. Those of y'all that know me know I am into like $1,000 headphones. But for this, I have already accidentally washed a pair. This is like my third pair of headphones. And so on active headphones, I do not spend a lot of money because I actively break them for the most part. I use my Wahoo chest strap heart rate monitor when I ride, and it's worked really well. I use some gloves. You can see I just have some Specialized gloves. I like using offset colors because I'm nerdy like that. And then I just use my standard cleats that or my shoe, my shoes with my cleats on them, and use my clipless pedals. And yeah, I get set up on Zwift. I open it up and I just start riding, and it's worked really well. My FTP when I started which is a functional threshold rating, was about, I don't know, 190, and I'm up to about 258 right now, which is the highest I've ever been in my life. And so I think it's proven that riding the trainer definitely makes a difference. That said, like, I am not riding for a super long time each time I ride. I am riding maybe 30 to 40 minutes at a time, usually around 11 miles, just so that I am consistently riding. So I ride probably 5 times a week minimally, and probably 3 to 5 of those rides are going to be on this
And then I'll go to San Antonio, and I have my Specialized bike down there, and I'll go do 1 to 3 rides while I'm in San Antonio. So my overall range is like about 40 to 120 miles a week, mainly around like 50 to 70 miles a week is what I'm really putting in. And the Kickr R has just held up. I have had 2 instances where it's lost signal and in the middle of a ride, and that was kind of frustrating. But I had it regain it both times. So out of 1,000 miles, I've had 2 glitches. I don't know what that means. They do have a new model out that is supposed to let you sway a little more, but I'm not much of a swayer. And what I mean by sway is that literally you have like 5 degrees of access both ways to let you kind of get up off the saddle and really push. But for $1,000, this thing has been amazing. It's very easy to move around. When I disconnect the bike, if I'm gonna do something like in this space, I can literally just move it out of the way, and that's been really functional for me. So I just wanted to give an update on it because you see so many videos where people post about something they're super excited about getting, and then you never hear whether it was actually good. And now that I've put 1,000 miles on the Kickr R, I feel like I've ridden it enough to be able to give some feedback, and it's been amazing. I want to thank Bicycle Heaven for hooking me up with this at the beginning of COVID. It was so timely. I never realized how much a trainer was going to make a difference. I knew it would, but like until you go and you get on this and you're doing it over and over and over again, you really kind of realize, like I go for rides now, and unless I'm having to push really hard, like I can ride for hours now. I mean, I can just go out and do a ride. And like the other day I went for a ride with some family, and we rode maybe, I don't know, I think it was like 14 miles or something like that. And they were going at a much more leisurely pace than what I do on my trainer. I think my heart rate was like 100 BPM throughout the whole ride, average, and like peaks of maybe 120. Whereas when I'm on this, my average is like 130 to 145, depending on how hard I'm riding, and peaks of 170 to 180. And so, and this was out in the heat. We rode for 2 miles. It was, it wasn't like a walk in the park ride, but it was definitely kind of cool to be out on a big ride, like not a big ride, but like a ride that is a social ride, but in the heat, because San Antonio, Texas is hot. I mean, it's 100 degrees here. So even if we just go ride casually for 15 miles and at like an 8-mile pace, like I had to put all this sunscreen on. It was like 100 and something degrees in terms of heat index. And so, just being able to go and cruise through that as someone that, if you see all of me, right, you see all of me, I'm not the smallest guy in the world. It's nice to be able to have that kind of headroom. And I have lost 10 pounds. I guess we're talking numbers here. I have lost 10 pounds so far, and I'm still working on that. I mean, eating is the big part for me. It's not riding this. I mean, this makes a difference, but if I ate better, I would just lose that much more weight. If I'm real with myself, which I am real on this channel, I could probably have lost 30 pounds by now if I just ate better. And that's something I need to work on, and something I need to be real with myself about. But yeah, maybe that's the next check-in I need to do, is just going over about how I'm gonna win with my weight. But overall, like, I've just really enjoyed this Kickr, and I highly recommend, if you have the means to get one, definitely look into it. It was worth it. There are a lot of other different brands. They all have like little differences. I do notice that when I look at Kickr R ads, like, because I get them in Facebook all the time, they're trying to sell it to me, which I already have one. And there are all these comments about how much it sucks. Like, all these people, like, I feel like cyclists are just the meanest people ever. I would hate to be in that industry. I'm in the hi-fi industry, and people, they can be kind of judgy and snobby, but wow, the cyclist people are just like, yeah, that thing's a piece of junk, like mine, broke, this sucks, blah, blah, blah. And I'm over here like putting thousands of miles on it, or 1,000 miles on, hundreds of miles on it, and put 1,000 miles on it. I'm a big dude. Like, I haven't been easy on this thing. And like I said, I had 2 times where it unsynced itself. Like, and resynced itself, and I didn't lose anything because I noticed it right away. But like, I don't know, people can be really mean. It's crazy how mean people can be in the comments, and ads and things like that. We'll see we'll see what the comments are like on my video. Maybe some people will be like, yeah, you got lucky, you know, you're a sucker, or blah blah blah. But in reality, I've just really enjoyed using this thing, and it changed my life. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative, and that you'll have a wonderful day. Take it easy.